Welcome to our graduation exam tutoring for the language exam. I'm not so good at this video thing, so I'm going to try it out. Be honest, tell me if this is helpful or not. Leave comments on our Edmodo, and let's just see if we can figure out a way that maybe we can do some tutoring at your own pace. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over the quiz that you just took. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, stop watching the video. Remember, none of this is graded. So don't worry about whether you got them right or wrong. Let's worry about how to get them right the next time. So if you already took the quiz, keep watching. If you didn't take the quiz, shut this off now, go back and take the quiz so you can watch this and it'll be helpful. All right, let's go. So the first question that you had today was one that asked you to choose the sentence that is written correctly. I cannot tell you and stress enough how important it is that we pay attention to whether it says you're looking for an error or you're looking for something that's correct. In this case, we're looking for something that's correct. So let's look here and see. A chorus of donkeys greeted the dawn. The word that they're trying to play with here and trick you on is the word donkeys. Think of the word keys. Everybody knows how to spell the word keys, right? So think of keys because keys and donkeys are spelled the same way. This is correct. If you look at B, B is one that is set up to absolutely confuse you. And this is something that we see a lot of errors with, and this is using an apostrophe when all you're trying to do is show that there are more than one of something, which is you're trying to make it plural. You never, ever, ever use the apostrophe to make a word like this plural. If you were saying it was the Smith's house, well, then it's correct because you're showing ownership. But if you were just saying the Smiths bought a new house, or my last name is Hyatt, the Hyatts are going to McDonald's, you don't need an apostrophe. You just add an S. So this one's wrong. How about C? The author added 4 appendix to her book. Now we know that this is plural because we know that there are 4 of them. And we see that this is a weird spelling that ends in an X. You're only going to see 2 words like this one on the graduation exam. Appendix and index. You have 2 ways to make these plural. One is you just add an ES. The other one is to change the entire spelling of the word to make it appendices, like that. And you might see this one either way. The next one is what we call a red herring. It's just throwing it out there to confuse you. And that is this word foxen. There's no such word. It does not exist. So let's clear this one. We see our right answer. Our right answer here is a chorus of donkeys greeted the dawn. That one is correct. So now look at question 2. And on question 2, we're looking for the one that contains an error. Okay, so we're looking for something that's wrong. The word they want you to look at here is gulps. That's correct. Sounds weird. We don't say it much, but it's right. The next one here is bushes. Now, this one's going to fall back on a rule that you probably learned in elementary school and you have forgotten, and that is how we count syllables. And your teacher either taught you to clap, bush, bushes, or your teacher taught you to hold your hand under your jaw, bush, bushes, and to see how many syllables a word has. When the word has 2 syllables, bushes, you need to add an E. So instead of spelling it bushes the way they have here, we would spell it bushes with an E. Bush, bushes. I'm sure you can think of lots of other words that follow this. What about box? Box. Boxes. Okay? Put your hand under your jaw. It's the best way to do it. If you clap, you might get it wrong. If your jaw comes down, it's a new syllable. So this one is incorrect. This one was correct. The waves crashed onto the beach with a roar is correct. There were many kinds of potatoes in the supermarket is correct. The word there that we want to look at is toes. You know how to spell the word toes. They're on your feet, right? When you have that O-E-S, words like potatoes, tomatoes, you like that O-E-S, okay? So So there's that one. And finally, question 3. Again, we are looking for the word that contains an error. So let's look here. Across the entire western states, the skies are clear. The word they want us to pay attention to is skies. Now we know that sky is spelled that way. The rule that you might remember from elementary school is drop the Y, change it to I, and add ES. Think about this word, ally. Just like in World War II, right? Drop the Y, change it to I, and add ES. Okay? So this one is correct. How about this one? The town council recognized the rescuers as heroes. Man, they're messing with you here because you get 2. Council and heroes. Now, heroes follows the rule that we just talked about with toes, which is this O-E-S. Look, that's correct. We like the way that's spelled. But how about council? Because I bet you have all seen council spelled 2 ways. C-I-L and S-E-L. If you go to the counselor's office, if you go down to see Dr. Gurley or Ms. Farmer, it's spelled this way. It means to provide advice, which is why we use this word for an attorney. We talk about an attorney being counsel. This word, when it's spelled with an I-E-L, means a governing body. Okay? Is that how we're using it here? It is. So this is correct. So now we've got one more. The 2 musicians were son-in-laws of the conductor. And this is this tricky little word because it looks like it should be right. It even sounds right, but it's wrong. And here's why it's wrong. Because we're not talking about multiple laws. There's just one law. It's the law that says people can get married. So we're talking about multiple sons. So to make this plural, you put it on the S. Sons-in-law. Same rule right here. Secretaries of state. Secretaries because we have multiple people, but only the one state. So this one is right, this one is wrong, and that's all you need to know about nouns. Be back tomorrow with verbs.